Gotta go see who's at the door.
Okay.
Oh, Mangs getting swatted.
So first time for everything, I guess. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lucky Crit. Today I wanted to talk about Fire Emblem Three Houses, considering it is exactly 1 week after the game's launch. And with me today, we have Mangs.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen!
And Chaz Aria LLC.
How is up, everybody? It's your boy Choopy Choosy, back in the clack.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna do the rest.
It's the best introduction you've ever done. I like it.
I don't want. I feel like if I do it, the whole thing, people, it sets a bad example.
I'm gonna leave.
Bad expectation for me.
So, how about them tree houses, guys?
Yeah. It was fantastic.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk about gameplay first and foremost. I have everything bulleted out so we can talk about the different facets of the story without getting too much into spoilers, because I know a lot of people are kind of trying to avoid that, and I know you guys are a lot farther than me anyway. So, starting off with gameplay, how do you guys feel about the gameplay so far?
It's amazing! I love it. Can I swear?
I'll just put a Fire Emblem sound over it or something. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's wait, what's happening to my webcam? Give me a second. It's like I got a solar flare in my webcam. I don't know. Holy sh! Oh my god.
Try moving your head.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I got this is so weird, guys. I'm sorry. It's like a sun in my room. What the hell?
Oh, J.J. Abrams.
Okay, I love Tree Houses so far. I really do. It's a lot of fun to play. It started off a little slow, but then as I got more into the game, I mean, where do we even start? Like, many of the mechanics seemed a bit weird to me. Like, I wasn't a big fan of battalions at first.
Yep, I know where you're coming from with that too. Yeah, I think you had said something like in one of your LPs that it's kind of feels a little half-baked or something like that.
It does, because I have a theory that the formation system that they worked on initially was going to be a little bit more complex, and then they scrapped it, I think, and then they just replaced it with...
Yeah, so in Roger's Base's video where he got to play hands-on, they had Chico there from Nintendo Treehouse, and she actually explained that, yeah, like the formations that they first talked about, they changed it into what this is now.
Yeah, I think that as I said, I think the reason why they don't have a weapon triangle, or at least why it's not there in the form that it usually was, is I expect there was supposed to be some sort of formation triangle.
Yeah, I could see that, yeah.
But then they removed it, and they were like, oh, we got to do something about these animations. Yeah, let's just add battalions. And so they feel like stat sticks for the most part, just like an add-on that you slap onto a unit. But gambits are a lot of fun once you start to really get into the, like, I forget using them all the time. I'm sure about you guys. Like,
a little bit.
I forget the only gambit.
I use them quite often, but you'll see it's different. In my point, gambits are, you have so much versatility with your gambits once you get into it. Once you get deeper, you'll get gambits that do not just attacking and stunning, but you'll have gambits that do healing, gambits that do status effects that can make you pretty much invincible for a turn. Once you get into it, I hated gambits too. I hate when the enemy uses them. More than anything.
Oh yeah, that's so
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Yeah.
But yeah, you just gotta keep out for it. Watch out for it. It actually encourages me to go into Zoom Warriors mode, and like so I can actually see who has a battalion and who doesn't. The visual is more. That's what I do. I do it anyways because I like looking at the map. I like looking at the scope of this map and seeing because it's like, you zoom out and it's like tabletop mode. There's like pieces. The dragon riders and the Pegasi riders are so much smaller than like the infantry units. It's kind of funny. But then you zoom in, you see like the scope of it's really cool. It has no use gameplay wise, but I like that aspect. It didn't have to be there.
Yeah.
Also, can we just talk about how busted Stride is? It's like a +5.
I was gonna talk about
round.
Stride. Yeah.
What the hell is up with that?
You get two of them. I've got two of them too.
Really?
One's like an E rank. One's E rank, I think, battalion. So you can pretty much put it on anybody.
Yes, because I just got it.
One's B rank.
Yeah.
It's
one's
so
B rank,
busted. It like doubles the move of your
busted.
army. It's crazy.
But you don't get a dancer either in the game.
Yes, you can.
You can, but I haven't gotten it. I haven't gotten it yet. So
You're
Really?
at the
You
Timeskip, you
passed-
didn't get it?
Really?
I haven't got. I'm at like 65 hours in. I haven't got a dancer. Don't.
Wow.
Are you sure you just don't suck and missed it?
Dude, I'm the best Fire Emblem. You gotta come to my stream, Mangs.
Because
I'm the best
I'm gonna
Fire
like
Emblem player
I've been
ever
working on Raphael because I plan on recruiting him and making him a dancer. That's like been my project.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten the class. I don't know. Maybe I missed it.
I hope so.
It's all right. I don't really like dancers, to be honest with you. They're not very good. That's
Can someone
my favorite.
remove this guy from the conversation, please?
I'm happy with it. It only has 2 uses per map, and it has to. You basically give up a turn for a unit that could, do something else. And you'll find that later in the game that you'll need as many battalions and variety of battalions as you can get. And stacking 2 on a group of 8, it's so useful, but you're gonna need as many options available as possible later in the game because the difficulty is there. The difficulty is right. It's not Conquest hard. I'm playing on hard classic, and paralogs are awesome at the beginning. And there's some maps that I had to use all my turn wheels.
Really?
One map and I have like 11 now, and
Are you kidding me? 11 turn wheel charges?
Yeah, I have 11. I don't think I have all of them either, but I have
What?
11 now.
I know you can get some from Renown, but oh my god.
Yeah, it did seem like they were going to limit them further this time, so maybe not then.
No, it's even more, and it's even more of a. It's not an option because obviously it's assigned to a button, and now if your lord dies, it says use the turn wheel.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
does it
you
auto
can-
use it really?
Yep, it does it.
I didn't know
Not that I hate. I don't. I think
just
the turn
learned
wheel
this.
is
I
great.
just
I just
learned
think
this.
it has too many. It has too many uses, by hands down. Like there was one map where I was playing a paralog and everyone had like 40 attack speed and I had like 20 attack speed. And they're like, if I didn't look at the stats, I just went forward with my units and got my ass handed to me. But I made it through the map because I had 11 turn wheels. Now, if this was any other Fire Emblem, I would get my ass handed to me and say, "Wow, I made some really terrible decisions. Let's rethink everything. Let's put Sword Breaker on a bunch of people. Let's make sure we can dodge all these people. Let's get them off of the woods." But I don't know.
Could it be that you're just bad at the game, Chaz?
Well, yeah. Well, that in that situation, I was terrible. I didn't look. I was just playing mindlessly, moving my characters forward. I would if I didn't have 11 uses, I would never have made it through that map. I love turn wheel. I just don't love it enough that I want to use it 11 times per map. I think that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that sounds way too much. That sounds way because if you have like I think the perfect number is like 2 or 3 charges per battle.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
That's what you start out with.
Most of the time I use it when I f up, like when I make a misclick or I like, oh, I should have done, I didn't trade this item, I forgot to trade this item and then move, and then something like the hierarchy of the move sequence, for me.
What? Hierarchy of the move sequence? What?
Yeah, because you have to like trade first, then you move, then you attack.
I
you know what I
saying
mean?
now.
Yeah.
It's just you're using such convoluted words.
I can't talk so good, man.
I am Chaz. Hierarchy of the move section.
Okay, there's a hierarchy to a move set. Okay, anyways, what else? A sequence.
Chaz is just learning the language like Petra. He's having some.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
have many victories.
I don't know.
One step
gross
before
licks.
the other.
Alrighty, let's
Petra.
talk about graphics because I want to hear what you guys think about the graphics of the game so far.
Oh, it's hit and miss for me. I think we can all make fun of how the game looks sometimes with the clipping and the bad textures and the battalions that randomly disappear.
Yeah.
But it's honestly, once you've gotten past that, it's not something you really notice. Like I was bothered when I looked at the battalion, like the weird dancing guy that goes like dance, dance, dance. Like,
what is really why would they do that?
I think it might be a developer joke. I don't know.
That just confuses me. That animation.
There's also the pointing guy, the guy who just points, the guy who just like stands in the battle, just like that one, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I kind of figured like you'd be able to look in the background and see them trying to fight each other, and most of the time they're just like standing there looking at each other. It's really weird.
Well, welcome to Fire Emblem Warriors. Welcome to a Warriors game. That's how Warriors work.
They didn't bother animating it, and also one thing I'm really noticing with the supports is like whenever they have to do something in the supports, like there's this scene where like for example like Casper picks up Bernadetta and runs out. The screen just goes black.
Yep. I did
Which
notice
is I mean, I understand that there's limitations and they don't want to spend a whole like bunch of animations on them doing stuff. For example, there's one support where Petra's like training with her spear, but she's not even holding a spear in the support. She's just standing still. And Linhardt is going like, I'm going to teach you how to use the spear. And then Petra goes like, she doesn't even like, couldn't it not just have put a spear in her hand? Like, I feel like the game is pretty and I like it, and the graphics doesn't bother me as much as I thought they would, but there are definitely points where I go like, oh, this is a bit lazy.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Well,
yeah.
Well, the support combos are all made up of basically emotes. Like all the animations are like, they have the excited one where they go like, they shake their hands.
Yeah, the hands up one that everybody does when they like succeed in teaching and stuff too.
And in the anime teardrops and like little things that come up.
Yeah.
The frustrated things. It's all right in that sense. I think aesthetically, like what they do with the graphics that are presented is so clean and nice. It looks great. But you gotta realize this game is huge. This game is absolutely, and once you get through one storyline, you'll understand how big this game is. It's unbelievable. So I don't really hold it against them that they took shortcuts with like the animations, that they built the game upon the Warriors engine, that the animations are so choppy, and they even the battle animations, like in Echoes, there if you double, there was like a fluidity to the doubling. Like you go one strike into another. This one they hit, they take a break, they hit again.
Yeah.
Even that, yeah. But you'll see as you get into deep how absolutely massive this game is in terms of narrative threads that are presented to you. And there are times where what they're trying to illustrate doesn't really sync up with the graphics on screen. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's I had an argument on my stream about it, like why it doesn't work. And everyone's like, anyways, I'm not gonna. That's kind of late game stuff. So.
Yeah. Continue your time skip, Chaz.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think that the monastery looks pretty at the very least, and the game looks pretty where it needs to be. When it looks choppy, it doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. I do sort of wish it looked a little bit better. I don't like how, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed this, when something deals no damage in battle, they have like this long wait animation. Have you seen this?
Maybe not yet.
When someone attacks like an armor and deals 0 damage, they like stand still for 2 seconds. It really bothers me. Yeah. I don't know why they do it. It's
I did
little small things.
I did notice it seems like they tried to make the combat like zippier, like the transitions in and out, but I think unfortunately they did it like a little too much, and it feels a little choppy. Like jumping between the battlefield and the combat and all that kind of stuff. It's like it doesn't feel as smooth and fluid as in Echoes, like what Chaz was saying.
Yeah.
And why do they always shoot people in the crotch?
Do they?
I don't know.
Yeah, notice all the arrows and spells. They always aim for the enemy's crotch.
Yeah?
It's really disturbing.
I hit it right in the nuts.
I hit it right in the mark. Nuts!
So far, I haven't liked that, like, fireballs and stuff, and I think even when Hubert casts a certain spell, it might be miasma or something. It's like an orb.
Miasma.
It's just a freaking orb that goes across the screen. I don't really love that so much.
Spell animation's not good. Some of them look a little bit better.
Fortify. I don't even think Fortify has an animation. Once you get,
oh really?
It just they raise their hand up and then numbers come up. That's it.
Yeah.
Again,
not visually the most masterful Fire Emblem game we've seen.
But that's okay. Honestly, I like the presentation. The maps zoomed out look so good. They look like miniatures, and it looks like a really high quality tabletop game. When you zoom out, unfortunately, the frame rate just drops to like 15 frames per second. Like the view that we'll all use pretty much majority of the time, the highest. But when you zoom in, it looks great. The frame rate is great. It's just this game was built on an engine that it wasn't meant for, is basically what it is. But they did it because they had to, and what they did, they leveraged that aspect, that they had an engine they were working with, they had a team that was working for, and they made a game that's bigger than any Fire Emblem. Any Fire Emblem. I cannot.
That's good.
It's so amazing. It's so amazing what they did with this game. You gotta take cuts. Echoes took the cut with the fact they didn't have to make a new game. They had a game they were just remaking, and
That's true.
basically they leveraged that and they made a game with the best presentation of any video game ever made, pretty much, in my opinion.
It was really great, yeah.
So it's like cuts. It's cuts. You leverage what you're given. I think in this aspect they were successful.
I will say the models up close, like especially when you are in sport conversations and cutscenes and stuff, I really think they are beautiful when you see them up close. I don't know if they use like less detailed ones for battles.
Maybe.
Because I don't think you can't zoom in on battles, right? I don't think it lets you. I kind of wish you could.
No,
That would have
You
been
can
nice.
zoom in like
the camera
first-person mode, which is pretty funny. But yeah, no, you can't zoom in like all that far now.
Yeah. All right, moving forward, without spoiling anybody in terms of story.
Using the stride gambit.
Yeah.
every time.
So let's just talk about early game, maybe the first couple chapters, because I don't think most people will care about that once they at least get to that point in the game. How do you feel like the game started and set up with everything?
Ooh. I found Sothis incredibly annoying.
Really?
Yeah.
I think she's one of the. She's annoying, but she's also one of the best voice acted. I think her voice actor is.
I like her a lot
most
more
convincing.
now, but in the beginning I was like, "Hello, you're here. How rude!" I was like, "Huh? What?"
Yeah,
like,
I
"What?"
guess I see what you mean. Yeah.
She was like cranky dragon. I don't know if she's a dragon. I assume she is. She's a dragon in Heroes.
She's. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think they did that to avoid spoilers? I have no idea why they did that in Heroes.
I don't know.
Or she just like T-poses in the air.
But I was surprised at how early you met the lords. I didn't expect you to run into them.
Literally
in
right
the
outside
first
your
scene.
house. Yeah, me too.
That was really weird. And I mean, when I saw like bandits, I was like, I mean, at the same time, it's a Fire Emblem game. At the same time, I was like, could we not have tried something else than bandits for the first map? Like, you're allowed to take some chances and risks,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is a Fire Emblem game. We fight bandits in the early game. It's what we do. I think actually the game has a rather weak start. It definitely gets better.
It takes a while for it to wind up, yeah, for you to get into everything.
The start is terrible. I thought the start was I was gonna quit the game after.
No,
and
you
the
were
start-
not. What do you mean?
I quit
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
If I didn't have, okay.
Yeah, there we go. There's this new content series he's working on right now.
Would that be
really,
like, I quit?
Really, Queen. Oh my god! If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I wouldn't have continued the game because I'm 20 hours in, and 80% of my 80% of my experience was Monastery. The maps at the beginning of the game are Awakening 2.0.
They are.
It's not until you get the paralogs that you start seeing some really fun objective-based maps. Otherwise, you're in a giant square that has bushes on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And most of the time, you're in the monastery and you're kind of lost because you don't know how to make use of your time effectively. Once you start understanding the best way to make use of your time, or maybe not the best way, but the way that you feel comfortable with, you start to streamline your schedule, and it becomes less and less about the monastery and more about.
I know exactly what
fire.
you're talking about because I think I'm just beginning to get to that point where I had to.
Yeah.
Because I think you only get new conversations with people and stuff every month. So you're going to have weekends where if you want to visit the monastery again, there's not that much that's new. You're just going to run in and do your activities and get out. So yeah.
Also C support. I mean, this goes for any Fire Emblem, but you're basically banged over the head with C supports every 5 minutes. And the
many.
C supports in this game are terrible. The C supports in this game, maybe every Fire Emblem has bad C supports, maybe, but these ones are especially, maybe because of the voice acting. I can't stomach them.
There was an episode where me and Mecca had to watch 5 Bernadetta C supports in a row.
Oh, okay. So can we talk about that actually? Because so far, Bernadetta is the most grating character to me. I know a lot of people love her, but I can't stand her so far. I really hope she gets better.
Her C supports are the most annoying supports in the universe.
They are.
And everyone goes like, oh, she gets better in the B support. Yeah, I've seen one B support so far, and it gets a little better, but then we had to go back to C supports again.
Yeah.
And it felt like she regressed, you know? Because we just saw her, I just saw her B support with her now, which was pretty nice. Like, she started to warm up a little bit. And then we went back to a C support, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. That's just the way supports go, like, because they're so out of.
No, Chaz, that's not like you can have varied.
You're saying
supports.
the regression. Like,
I thought you meant like that's how you have to do it. No.
But I understand how like you go from B support then to C support because the narrative is out of context. It has its own context outside the story.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have to view them all, you usually view them in a chunk. It's not palatable to me, at least. I'm not a big support guy. I can at least say that some of the supports later on are some of the best supports I've ever read. I hate supports, to be honest. I think the games would be better without supports. But
some of them are really
I'm a big
good.
Radiant Dawn supporter. Radiant Dawn support system is my favorite. And you guys know that. But some of them, one in particular, actually made me cry.
Really?
And I've never... Yes, and it actually became my favorite support in the series.
All right, don't spoil which one it is. We'll find out.
I'm not
going to
spoil what it is.
I want to know from you later in the future, but.
Oh yeah.
We'll
I don't think you can get it unless you're Blue Lions either way.
Okay.
So.
I find that like there's
right
there's like 20% of the supports, 20-30% of the supports so far that I've seen are really good, and the rest are like almost Fates level bad. But that's because I see a lot of Bernadetta supports, and they're just terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I just went down to the beach for a little bit for a day or two, and so I wasn't able to record, and I wanted to play, so I started a Black Eagles run, and I got to pretty much the same spot that I'm at in my Let's Play. And yeah, I totally agree with you. I think the only supports that I can complain about are Bernadettas so far, and I had a lot of those, and Can I just say that I am so happy that if you recruit people from other houses, they get supports with your main cast. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank God
it's so
they
great,
did that.
yeah.
It's cool.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Mercedes has a terrible. Mercedes has Camilla's voice actress, but
no, she doesn't. What do you mean?
That's what somebody told me. I don't know.
No, it's some
Somebody
chick from Danganronpa or something like that, I think.
Oh, somebody also told me that Ash is
Yuri
voice
Lowenthal,
actor
it's
is
not.
Yuri Lowenthal, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it kind of sounds like it. I love Ash, but Mercedes sounds terrible. She sounds like Minnie Mouse. She sounds like somebody doing an impression of somebody.
Yeah, when I first heard
It's
that
a
one on the
joke.
website, I was a little disappointed with that one. I'm hoping that it grows
Yeah.
on me.
She's a really good character. I like her
Yeah.
a lot, actually, but her voice actress it takes me out of it.
But can we talk about the Byleth supports? What do you guys think about the Byleth supports? Because I was very
awful.
curious on how they were going to do a supports with the silent protagonists, and I'm not so sure if I like it or not.
They're awful. I can answer that for you. They're terrible. They're exactly what you think they are. They're Fire Emblem 12 supports. They're just sucking. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just a giant fellatio.
Wait, why would Fire Emblem
for
12
you.
have worse sucking than like Awakening or Fates?
It's because they laid it on hard in Fire Emblem 12.
Really?
Fire Emblem 12.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
They
not
laid
heard
it
that?
It's like
Royal
every in between.
stroking meme.
Yeah. It's like Marth, you saved the hero, or save the land, but we couldn't have done it without you, douchey. We couldn't have
Do it without you.
We couldn't have done it without you.
Marth has no pants, boy 37.
Yeah.
No, the Byleth supports are awful, but I do like one thing I do like so far about like the supports are terrible, don't get me wrong, but I do like how you sort of have to like figure out, especially like I have this thing where I tried to build supports with Edelgard, so I have to like guess what she's into, and I figured out that Edelgard just likes me when I'm very confident.
Wait, you talking about the tea time? The tea time?
No, just tea time too, but just the supports. Like for example, whenever Edelgard talks to me, I feel like I have to do whatever I can to get as many hearts during the supports as possible.
Yes.
So she's like, "What do you think about tomorrow's battle?" I'm like, "I'll do it, no problem, babe." Like she Edelgard likes that.
No fear, baby.
No fear, no hesitation.
Let's talk about that though, because that's like a whole completely different aspect of the game too. Is like trying to figure out what the correct answer is at every situation. And it even gets confusing those too sometimes, because sometimes there is no one that gives you support, but there's no way to know. I kind of wish it would let you know if it was going to or not.
I've heard that you can actually lose a support if you say the wrong thing. You can go from B to C, but I'm not sure.
Really?
I haven't been able to verify that yet.
I like the options. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
You just fucked up your marriage, dude.
You get a divorce.
You get the ring back.
Go into one battle, get it back.
get
Byleth's wedding ring broke.
Yeah. I feel like the options they give you for your responses, for the most part, don't really matter from what I've noticed. But I think the responses that you do get are really good.
Yeah, they're much better
in
than
the
like
fact that-
Fates for sure. The choices that they give you to pick, oh my god.
Yeah, because there's always an option there that what I'm inherently, or at least somewhat what I'm thinking, like at that moment.
Yeah, there's funny ones.
I've never felt like this is not what I want to say. I've always felt like I would actually see myself saying either this or this. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there are some choices that are really weird, like in Dorothea Support, she basically comes over to you and she's like, do you fancy me, teacher? Maybe you want to look at me as more than just a student? And then you got like, oh, that's really inappropriate. And then you got like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's one of two options that are, what you would say. It's not like, of course I do, or of course I really
Just
do.
like, yeah, sure, yeah.
I did
sure,
like
let's-
that early on in the beginning. There's one with Aloise where he's like, and who are you? And one of the options is a bandit. And like that's
I'm
the
a
correct
bandit,
one
yeah.
because I liked the
yeah.
joke. That was hilarious. I love that.
He loves
Yeah.
bad jokes. He's like a dad joke
Yeah.
guy. And he's a gay support.
And unfortunately, not what people are going to be expecting. I'm kind of yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know who's gay and who's not gay, but I hear that there's really not that. Like, in reality, there's maybe like two, but
I know about it because I spoiled that for myself because I was really wondering about Claude, and so I looked into
Yeah.
that. But
Oh, people are so pissed.
I
at
knew
Claude
that they
not
would
being
be. That's
gay.
why I wanted to make the video that I did about it because like
To be fair, he does seem very bi.
yeah, no, that's why
Yeah.
I'm completely straight. Like I was not gonna marry Claude as a guy or not, but I was like, what the like this was the perfect opportunity for them to do that if they were ever gonna
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Anyone's bi, it would be Claude.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
He's so metrosexual.
I wish Dedu was gay. I really do. I really do. I wish he was.
You wanted to spread those cheeks.
What the?
I wish Dedu would just
love
come
him
in
so much.
and just sit on my bed and wait and get 4 defense.
I really do. Anyways, yeah. No, it's whatever. It's you can't have everyone be gay in this world.
No, as much as we want to, can't. I gotta admit, it's not something I lose sleep over, but
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's not. I just like was kind of heartbroken because I felt like a lot of people were gonna be sad about Claude. I knew Claude was gonna be a big deal.
there were like that's the closest to controversy we've ever gotten. I did that and Byleth's voice actress.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
that was like the only like. Can you imagine? You remember how pissed people were with Fates
Oh,
with like
yeah.
the removal of skinship and stuff like that? There has been very few controversies with Three Houses. Generally, people are just really happy.
I like
Yeah.
that too. I really do. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the game we got is, I'm very thankful that it turned out the way it did. I'm not even done with it. It's one of my favorite ones.
It might actually be my favorite Fire Emblem game so far. I'm still on the fence on that.
Yep.
But it might actually.
It has.
Be one of
It
the best
definitely
ones
has
I
the
played.
potential. I gotta actually like beat a single route before I would even know. But yeah, I'm with you too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. I'm just saying where I am right now. I went from my least favorite ever to my most favorite. Like,
Wow.
That's
in the
very
span of-
very promising.
and it only took 25 hours to get there. In that way, it's people are gonna love this game no matter what. People are gonna love this game. It's got something for everybody in this game.
Even Mecha loves it, and Mecha doesn't love
Really?
anything. He doesn't even
I
love
remember
himself.
playing the game.
Just-
I remember playing the game and being like, when I
That's a joke.
when I was at the point where I didn't like the game, like the first 20 hours, I was like, Mecha's gonna hate this game.
No,
This is
no,
all-
Mecha loves it.
Oh, great.
He's giggling like a little schoolgirl in our Let's Plays. He loves it. Like he's a little bit annoyed by the amount of supports, but so am I.
Yeah.
But no.
It's
he,
just because
he
you
really
you
enjoys
have
it.
them all at once. That's all. I think that's the reason. You usually you're in the monastery or whenever you're in the prep screen, and you just have so many thrown at you once, like 5 or 6 at once.
But is that not a victory right there? That like it appeals to casual people and to freaking Mecha at the same time.
Oh
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
victory. That's a victory
Yeah.
right there.
It's a great compromise for everybody, and it, like I said, everyone likes Fire Emblem for different reasons, and this one has so many reasons to love, for everybody.
Yeah. I'm just so pissed. I'm so jealous of you, Chaz, that's streaming it. Like, I personally don't want to stream it. I want to
Yeah.
Let's Play it. But when you Let's Play a game, you are forced to play it so much slower than anyone
Oh
else.
yes. This is what I'm feeling too.
And
Yeah.
and I'm like sitting here going like, I just wish I could have beaten the game already, because I want to make a video where I cover the story and but like I'm now like probably 15 hours into the game or something like that probably, and I'm like, I wish I was more.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was going to do a Let's Play, but I wasn't enjoying myself, and I said I was gonna make like some content. I don't know what I was gonna make, just something that came up. I wasn't enjoying myself, and I said, F it, I'm just gonna. If I'm not enjoying myself, I'm gonna not enjoy it with,
with people
200
watching.
other people. Yeah, or one person. Yeah.
Don't you get spoiled in the chat though?
No, they're all so nice. I don't think I've ever gotten spoiled. I think the only time I got spoiled, I don't think I've ever gotten spoiled. I think one person said this enemy will attack. Everyone's really nice. I'm not a big. I don't take streaming seriously enough where I'm devoted. I have a devoted following, like. So and I don't get trolls. I think only one time I've gotten somebody who made like alt accounts to like troll me and say like.
Yeah, I mean, all those 3 people in your stream are really nice.
yeah. but no, I don't. I also stream at really weird hours.
You do it all night, dude.
Yeah, I do it all night.
Do you not sleep?
All night. But I have immensely, and I would never recommend streaming a game as your first experience for any Fire Emblem. But, I don't know. This one, there's so much to it. It's fun to experience it with everybody else. It's not like any other Fire Emblem where I have to devote my 100% of my engagement into the game, like in any single one. This one, there's just so much downtime. There's so much to talk about. There's so much prep time. There's so much stuff to do, to see. It's not. I was wondering, like, how is anyone going to do a Let's Play this game? There's just so much there.
Yeah. I've already cut out monastery stuff myself because it just.
I'm
got to be
started. Yeah,
I'm
I'm definitely like going to like do monastery and stuff off screen from now on, because this Let's Play will be like 200 parts, I think, if I don't.
Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous. I'm at 65 hours. I got people popping into my chat being like, "Oh, you're at 65 hours. I beat the game in 35," and I'm like, "Well,
to be fair,
how did you
I've seen you play Tracia 776."
No, but those people probably skipped all the animations and everything.
They
and, like,
skipped everything. They skipped all the paralogs. They skipped all the monastery.
Yeah. And they probably
I was
skipped the
like,
voice acting too.
So you skipped like 80% of the game.
Right,
pretty much.
right.
Yeah.
It really is. Like if you miss some you won't get some characters in the later. The paralogs are the most fun part of the game second half the story maps start to take center stage, but the first half the story maps aren't. They're nothing to write home about. I think the one map I decently enjoyed was basically a Fire Emblem 6 map where it was a giant square but a spiral that leads to the center. You know what I mean? Like,
oh god, good old Binding Blade map design.
Yeah, it was totally, but it was all right. Yeah, but you'll see all the fun of the map design is in the paralogs. In the first part is in the paralogs, and you should do the paralogs because the paralogs have an effect on the story, as does the monastery, like a genuine huge impact. Depending if you do them, how you play, you shouldn't skip them.
You're talking about the unit specific paralogs though, right? Like you have to have certain people to do them. Are you talking about those?
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay.
There's one paralog I thought was the worst chapter I've ever played in my life. Not the worst chapter I've ever played in my life. That would be Caden's map from Conquest.
Oh, but that map.
Yeah, that's the word. Anyways, this one went against all my sensibilities as a Fire Emblem player. You had to save the red units, quote unquote, save the red units by killing them from green units who were the enemy. And the enemy was
I love it already.
The red units, but there were less green. It was so didn't make any sense to me, but it's one you should do.
I can kill green units. Yeah,
you can't kill the green units. You can't. That's why it doesn't make any sense. The green units are attacking the red units, but you have to save the red units by killing the red units.
So you just don't want them to kill. You have to be the one who kills them. Is what you're saying.
But you're not actually killing them. You're like Conquest killing them. You're saving them, quote unquote. You're sparing them.
I see.
But you have to do that one.
Just like Corrin. Woo!
Yeah. You got through the entire game without killing a single person.
That's
right.
the power of friendship that will save the day.
Yeah, so Chaz, from your perspective with how far in you are, I know you didn't beat it yet, but this definitely isn't Fates 2.0, right, story-wise?
No. Well, Conquest has way better map design.
Okay, but like story, Conquest had dirt.
Story-wise, no. Are you kidding me? No, it's awesome.
Okay.
The story. I'm playing Blue Lions.
Yes, me too.
It's so good. Some of the plot twists are a little bit too heavily telegraphed.
Okay.
I think that's because they're telegraphed hard in the monastery. Like if you talk to certain characters, they'll hint about it to the point where it's just like, okay, I get it. Like,
I would just like to say I really like those investigation quests, but once you speak to like 30 people in the monastery and they all say the same thing, it's starting to get a bit bothersome.
Most of the time they'll just recap the story. Yeah, that is what it is. They'll just recap the story up to that point. Everything they'll say is over and over and over again. But
wait, Lynn is in this game?
No. Well, Lynn Hart is in the game.
I know, yeah. How about the characters? Let's talk about the characters a little bit. So, Chaz, you and I will have similar experiences because we're on Blue Lions. Actually, I'll have similar experiences with Mangs too because I started a Black Eagles file. But you guys like the rosters?
Yeah. So a lot of good waifus in the Black Eagles.
Let's hear some of your favorites and least favorites right now. So I know we talked about Bernadetta being not that high, but
yeah, she's awful. I love Dorothea. She plays me like a fiddle.
Dorothy, I like how rude she is to everybody. I like that.
Oh, she's so savage. I love
Yeah.
it. She twiddles you around her little finger, chews you up and spits you out like you're chewing gum. It's wonderful. She's just like, you think you have her and she just punches you in the gut like with her words and then she walks off smiling. I love her. She's the best. And Edelgard is probably going to be the one I will end up marrying, but man, she's turning out to be quite different than I thought she'd be.
She's a lot harsher and meaner than I kind of figured for a female protagonist.
She has a soft side, of course, but she's very harsh and starting to scare me a little bit, honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest. She seems a little psycho. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just starting to wonder, like, should I marry this woman? You know,
I think it's exciting.
But I love that. I love the fact that they have, like, the characters seem to have a lot more depth to them. They're not like one-note characters.
Yep.
Some of them, like Bernadetta, definitely seems a little bit like a one-note, but I know she evolves and stuff. But they definitely put more effort into these characters than they did Fates. They are multi-layered. They have different aspects to them. It's funny to try and figure out what they like and what they don't like. And tea time is a party for sure.
I haven't been able to try Tea Time yet, but I'm sure it's fun.
It's hard.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what to choose. I try to like. I think I know the characters pretty well by this point. I spent 60 hours with them, but I still mess up.
Really?
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a decent conversationalist.
I just had tea time with Raphael. I was like, hey, muscle, meat. I was like, yeah.
Maybe the more one-dimensional they are, the easier it is. But I have complex waifus and husbandos on my side, so...
With Edelgard, it was like, do you want to talk about fishing, cleaning, or dominating the world? Like, Edelgard seems really interested in this topic.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't say. I saw a comment that said, I want Edelgard to dominate me harder than the British Empire dominated the world.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I get a lot of those.
I just thought of that. It just sounded
I
fun.
want her to step on me.
Yeah, she's very will step on me waifu, I feel. It worries me a little bit.
Yeah.
How about you, Chaz?
Yeah.
I love Dedue. Dedue is such a great character. He's so systematic in the way he approaches things, and his supports are great. I really like Annette a lot because she's just like Elise but toned down. Anyways, let's talk about Ignatz. I love Ignatz.
That's so funny because, like, out of the entire roster, Ignatz is like easily my least favorite. So I find it so interesting that you like him.
I like art.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, Ignatz is relatable to a lot of people because he has a gift for art and a passion, but his family put in a lot of money to get him to that school,
Right.
and so he has to focus on that, and he has to put art as a side project. He would love to make it, his
I got you,
whole
yeah.
world.
He's like everyone who ever took an arts course in college.
Yeah, well, anyone who's ever been an artist,
Yeah.
So I think in that aspect, he's incredibly relatable to a lot of people.
Gotcha.
But I like him. The people I don't like Flan.
Flame?
Flame.
I don't know her, whatever her name, Flame.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why are you here? I'm
Must
just like,
protect cute girl. Ooh, so precious.
I do. Everyone loves her. I can't stand her. She's got what makes me even more salty about her is that she has great white magic skills. She has return.
Oh,
or
but
rescue.
have you
She has
seen the
rescue. She has
Seth memes? Have you seen like?
Oh,
people
I
who
love
have
those.
Seth
Those are
as
so
that?
good.
Yeah,
I have.
So Flame just joined the Minecraft server, and Edelgard keeps blowing up her house with TNT. Can you go speak to Edelgard? And it's like, accept deny. I love it. Like Seth giving you like joke quests. Can I talk about how cool Petra is?
Oh, I love Petra, dude.
She's scary.
Petra has when I first saw Petra, I thought she was gonna be like a joke character that was like, "Hi, I talk bad, hee hee," but her while her speaking pattern isn't really like, it's sort of part of her character. It doesn't define her. I love her attitude. I love how positive she is, and I love how people have said that she's basically Lynn, but I couldn't disagree more. If Lynn was at the monastery, all she would be doing would be like, "Oh, I miss the plains. The plains are better than this place." Whereas Petra is like, I like this place. I want to be learning. And she's so positive and so jovial and so wholesome. And in all of her supports, she's just... I like how people point out that she's very intelligent, but she also shows that in her supports. She's very quick to pick up new things. And I just love how she views the world through the eyes of a child, in that she's very open and curious. But she doesn't have the naivete of a child. She actually gets a lot of that goes on. She catches undertones. She picks up on things, which is a very, I don't think we've ever seen a character like Petra before in Fire Emblem. Her supports really amuse me a lot. She's such a fascinating character. And I just want to, whenever I see some of her supports, I just want to know more about her. Every time I see one of her supports, I'm like, oh, I want to know more about Petra. And that's
what's her perf? What's her perf skill? I think it's like I've only fought her against her once.
She gets crit when targets are on low
Yep,
health.
that's what it is. Yep.
Yeah,
which is amazing against demonic beasts, by the way. Let me just say
that's
that.
great. Yeah,
Crazy
there's some perfs that are terrible and
Raphael.
some that are amazing. Some are awful, like lock touch on Ash. I
don't know. Sounds pretty good.
I know. I figured that would come in handy at some point, actually.
Listen, every map that has chests on it, there's people dropping chest keys. Also, you have access to your convoy, at all times.
Very true.
So it just seems like a waste to me. Even having the steal skill, I've only had to use the steal skill twice in this entire. Every time, there's nothing to steal. Anyone who has something, they drop.
That sucks, because there's a lot of cool things like rings in this game and stuff. So that would be.
There's only one time, at least at what I've seen, that you actually have to use the steal skill. You don't even have to use the steal skill. It's just the best it's the easiest option to get a certain item.
I see.
I like Felix too. I forgot to mention Felix.
Is very cool. Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of the game, I've realized one of the main themes of this game is how to deal with the memory of the dead, or how to pay respect to the dead, and how to whether the dead should be forgotten or the dead should control us.
Yeah, I see.
So
that's cool.
I've seen some of the Timeskip designs, but what I don't know, and I don't want it spoiled, but what I don't know is I'm wondering how much the characters will actually change after the Timeskip. So for a character like Petra, I'm wondering if her speech will be better later. I'm kind of hoping that that's the case. They could do cool stuff like that. I'm excited to see how that plays out.
I mean, obviously Dimitri does, but I mean, in the trailer you've seen. I mean,
yeah.
But I was very happy that I wouldn't get spoiled. I didn't look at the designs at all. And I loved the reveal of it. Was just basically like genealogy all over again for me. I just had such a great time. Seeing the design.
I'm looking forward to the Timeskip so much.
Yeah, a lot of people are like,
don't spoil them for yourself, Mangs, if you haven't seen them. I up because I watched the IGN review for the game because I wanted to see what they said, and they showed footage that had a bunch of them, and I was like, whatever.
All right. I've seen some, but not all.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be really happy with the designs. I love. Some people are like, "Oh, the post time skip is design is better than pre time skip," and like, dude, they're both two designs for the same character. They both are components of the same character. Yeah,
I agree with that.
They're great. They're
I think
fantastic.
from what I saw, the Black Eagles, like all of them are great. So I think you're gonna have a good time, Mangs.
Yeah, I probably will.
All right, let's talk about magic. Actually, we didn't touch on magic, and then we could do like an overall impression. at the end.
Magic is everything.
Yes, magic is everything.
But a mage knight must equip himself with more than just magic, my friend.
How do you guys feel about limited points in battle for magic spells and stuff like that?
Love it.
I like it. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
It seems really balanced so far where I am. I can't speak to later. But.
Yeah, there's some magic that I think that having rescue be locked to 3 is good. You can double it depending on the class you use. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic.
I love it. I love how healing is limited. I love how magic is limited. There's a lot of cool spells. I like that there's spells that debuff the enemy's defense and stuff like that.
Yep.
There's so much fun stuff you can do with the spells. Like, I have Hubert, who's a dark mage. He has one spell that reduces the movement of enemies, and he has one spell that has a lot of crit, and he has one spell that removes their defense. And every time I attack with Hubert, I always find myself asking myself, okay, what spell is best in this situation? Do I want to limit this guy's mobility? Do I want to reduce his defense? Or do I want to get a lot of crit? And it's such a decision-making process behind that I just find so enjoyable. And I love that there's so much tree range magic in the game, so that you can snipe tree range enemies.
Archers. And
archers are much
too.
better too.
Archers are great. Archers are great in this game.
They are.
There's actually skills. Specifically, you always want an archer counter. You always want someone who can counter at 3 range, which is essential because you'll deal with so many. Every enemy archer has 3 range. That's just how it's going to be. So the dynamic of where they are in the game is just right. You got to have an archer. You got to have at least a mage at 3 range, someone who can counter them. I'm a big fan of actually the equipment, how it's limited, how you can only have one special ring, stat boosting ring equipped at one time.
Yeah, or a shield.
Or a shield. Shields, I got rid of, you guys are at the point where I ditched the shields. The shields for me don't seem worth it because of the weight. Is never, but I mean, if you got something, you got something, and you'll get so many more things. You'll get, just like in genealogy, you'll have a non-consumable. But you can't stack them, so you can't make a Sigurd who solos the whole game. You know, you can't. That's the best part about it. And I just recently came up with this idea of, even though you can't equip multiple things at once, multiple accessories at once, you can bring them in on the same unit and then equip them when
on
needed in certain scenarios.
That's cool.
It is so rewarding. Like I got a ring. I got a perf on Felix that basically gives him Pavis.
Oh, that's cool.
There's also times where I need his magic to get a kill. So I give a cane to him that if I can't make the kill, I give him this magic cane. I equip the magic cane in the same turn, and boom. Nice. It's so rewarding. So rewarding. I love that. Because in older games, Genealogy is the only one I can think of with non-consumable stat boosters. It was just like pile them on, and give them the best weapon, and then they're a god. In this one, you can't do that. Fantastic balancing in that aspect. Oh, also, one other thing. I actually have a problem with the fact that magic can't be transferred over to physical classes, but physical classes...
Yeah, they can wield gauntlets.
Physical skills
stuff,
can be transferred over to magic. I think it's just limiting. It doesn't feel good. It feels like I'm too pigeonholed into one path. Yeah. And I can't branch out at all. And you'll see going forward that the advanced classes and the master classes are really inhibiting with where you can take your units.
I was going to mention that actually once you brought that up. Yeah, I've seen some complaints from people that say that certain ones do not have an overall final path, so some get stuck at a lower tier, and I think you can make the girls the first, what is it, brawler or something like that, but then they don't get an upgrade after that. So it's like they can't become the war master. All I could say is work on your lance
and your riding ranks. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Just work on those two, because all the classes, basically,
Yeah, I think
80% of the
Mangs,
classes
you made a class
are-
video. I recorded a class
Right.
video. I never put it out though. I didn't have the time and it was too late. But
Yeah.
we've seen all the classes, I think, so we kind of know.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
So, but they might. I hope they add more over
Me
the
too.
DLC.
Me too.
Because
Yeah, me
honestly,
too,
there's
me
not enough
too.
classes.
There's not enough options for people. Some people are screwed. If you're a female who was working in brawling, you're just locked
Yeah,
to
that I
some
don't
crap.
like
Yeah.
for sure.
Or a male unit who just wants to be a footlock mage. Like there's no if you suck at writing, like
Yeah, there's-
Dark
yeah.
Knight's like the only.
It's a female
master knight,
upgrade,
like-
right? As the final one. Yeah.
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 I also don't like how some of the skills you learn when you master are locked to that unit. Like, if you're a sniper, you get a double critical blow, but you can only use it as a sniper. And I don't want to stay
I
a
see,
sniper. I
okay.
want to go to master class. That's ridiculous. Master class has a better gains. Like, why would I want to stay in a sniper? So yeah, I will say it's fun to learn and master these classes. Some of the gains you get from these classes, the skill you get, like you would master a class, you get a skill, aren't that great. I would highly advise that you master the beginner classes, because you get repositionals, and they're very useful, of course, as you know from Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, and Heroes. I didn't get any of them. I just realized that going on, though. You definitely should get the beginner's class, master them before
Gotcha.
you move on, for sure.
Yep. All right, so 1 week in, we haven't beaten the game yet, but if you had to give the game like an overall score, I'd love to hear what you guys think so far, and we can maybe do something else in the future where we kind of come back to it and talk again.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about it again when I know as much as Chaz does.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to go first, Chaz? You're the most experienced here.
I can't give a score, dudes. I don't.
Give it a score, Chaz. Don't be such a little whiny girl. Come on.
you just call me a. It's fine.
I'm too complicated to give a rating. I'm Chaz. I'm so deep and complex. I can't
Give a
number.
current moment rating. You haven't beaten the game yet. It's gonna change, subject to change. But what's the rating right now?
As a Fire Emblem game or as a game in general?
Oh my
Just
god.
answer it. Come on.
I don't know,
You're such
guys.
you're such a diva,
I haven't
Chaz.
beaten the game.
You're such a diva.
I haven't beaten. Okay, I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay.
I'll give it a 7.5 as a Fire Emblem game. I'll give it a 9 as a regular game. It's just
Okay,
a game.
I don't know how that would work, but okay.
Yeah.
I would probably, it's somewhere between 8 and 9 for me at the moment.
Yeah, I'm with you too.
Started at like a 6. Started as a 6, then it worked its way quickly up to an 8.
Yeah.
Now it's like between 8 and 9.
Started as a 3 for me.
I'm definitely like 8 right now, I think, too. Yeah. Once I see the story, I think that'll probably help even further, because I really don't know anything yet, and I've heard it's really good, so I'm excited to find out.
Yeah,
Any final thoughts, anybody?
I love this game.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. I've had so many amazing moments already in this game. It's great. Maps are great. It's tough too. It's tough. It's a
We
tough
got
one.
a good Fire Emblem game,
I
guys.
know.
I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
I know, me too. And you're so right, Mangs, because the fact that we're Let's Playing it means that we're so far behind, and you only get to play in like little, like bite-sized chunks.
So far behind.
And it's kind of good because like we're pacing ourselves, but at the same time we're like so eager to like get further, and it's hard. Yeah,
Me and Mecca record during morning hours, and every time I wake up, it's like Christmas Day.
that is awesome.
Because I'm like, oh, I get to play this game again. And then I'm like, oh, half an hour has passed. I don't want to end it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me, the both of you. Hopefully we'll come back in the future when we have more developed thoughts, and we'll do another
yeah.
one. But
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
Thank you so much for having me, Stevie.
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Stevie.
Go check out their channels if you don't know them, guys, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye bye.
I like Fire Emblem.
Because I have a thing. So you can't see this, but I'm trying desperately to get my webcam to work. So it looks really dumb. I'm sorry, guys. This is just.
It's okay.
It's gonna look so dumb on the final recording. Also,
There's some
just
that are one
some
note.
construction work just started outside my house. I hope it's not too loud. My bad. If it
I'll
is.
cut it out when I can. I just hope they don't do it over you talking at some time, you know?
Just push
we
to
shall
talk.
see.
Okay. Yep.
So whenever I'm in front of Edelgard, Jesus fucking Christ, this is awful. Come on.
Like in my run, I'm on Blue Lions, and Ingrid has Ingrid is basically what we call a basic or a normie. She's exactly every support is her basically
Lecturing.
ordering a large frappuccino at Starbucks.
see.
In my opinion.
I see.
Some people are
Maybe you
into
should
that,
cut that
Chaz.
part
Some
out.
people like to be
That was
commanded
terrible.
around.
Cut that part out. I'm not proud of what I just said.
Can we? Someone's knocking on my door. Can we just put a brief pause on this? Can you edit it out, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna
I hope
start.
it's
I'm
not
gonna
the
say
SWAT team.
Mangs said.
Yeah, just give me a second. I just gotta go see who's at the door.
Okay.
Oh, Mangs getting swatted.
So first time for everything, I guess.
Oh boy.
Do they do that? They must do that in Norway.
Of course. What else do they do?